Good day children, Sai Ram and welcome back to our next lesson, that is sources of history. Now previously children we have started with the second lesson of history, that is Europe and India. Now let's do the first lesson, that is sources of history. Now children, you all have learned about the sources of history in your 6th standard and in your 7th standard. Now this year also we are going to learn about the sources of history. Now if you all remember children, just tell me, what is the meaning of sources of history? Sources of history means the sources which gives us particular information about a particular period, that is called as sources of history. Okay, when a source is giving you some information about the history of that particular place, that is only called as sources of history. So let's learn in detail about the sources of history this year also. Now, as we all know, how many sources of history are there? Material source, written source and oral source. So firstly here we can see the material sources. Now we already know what is a material sources. A material which gives you some information about the history, that is called as material sources. For example, you can take various objects of day-to-day use, what the people used to use in the ancient times, then the monuments which are there, the places, the particular places, the coins of that place, okay, and the various sculptures. You can see in this picture given over here. Okay, you can see the sculptures, you can see the coins. Okay, now next. First of all, here we'll talk about the various material sources. For example, in material sources, buildings and palaces also come. Okay, now what are these buildings and palaces? The various buildings which were made during the Britishers' time, okay, during the king's time, okay, that is only called as buildings. Okay, then these buildings can provide you with some or the other information regarding that king, okay, regarding the British government at that time. Okay, even the palaces, whenever you visit, if at all you will visit any palace, you will get the full information from the palace itself. Okay, the palace is providing you certain information about the history of that particular place. Okay, so the buildings and palaces also act as a material source which gives you information about that particular place. Okay, the period of modern Indian history, whenever we talk about the modern Indian history, as I have told you children in the previous lesson itself, that this year you all are going to learn about modern Indian history. Okay, and whenever we are talking about the modern Indian history, it is believed that we are attached more towards the European and the governance of the princely states. Okay, because these were the people who were ruling over us when during the ancient time, that is during the modern Indian history, what we are learning here. Okay, so when we are learning modern Indian history, we have to learn about European and the governance of the princely states. Okay, now let's talk about the various buildings. The various buildings which were there during these times, during the Britishers' time. Okay, then the bridges were built by the Britishers, by the kings. Okay, the kings, you all must have learned in your 6th standard about that, about Emperor Ashoka, who had built many roads. Okay, water supply system was given to the people. Okay, and then apart from that, even the Britishers have done so many good things in India. Okay, although we know that Britishers were very much we can say enemy of India, but then also, even if they were the enemies of India, they had done so many good things for India. Okay, for example, big buildings we are having. If at all you all must be knowing children, if you all have seen the CSTM, that is Chhatrapati Shivaji terminals. Okay, you will come to know the various buildings over, like this type of various buildings are there in India. Then various bridges are there, then roads are there, then water supply system is there. All this was done by the Britishers. Okay, then we also have the palaces of rulers, forts, okay, the prisons. All this also provides us with some or the other type of history of that particular period. Okay, apart from that, which other buildings provide you with us with information like this, with history like this? For example, the various offices, okay, the residences of officers, Okay, officers, where the officers used to stay, that place that is called as the residences of officers. The revolutionaries, where they used to stay, that also provide somewhat of the history to you. Okay, then the leaders, where they used to stay, that also provides you with some or the other history. So this is how the buildings and the palaces provide you with some or the other type of history. So we can say buildings and palaces are also a type of source. Okay, so we call it as a source of history. Then are declared now today, if you see these buildings and palaces, okay, they are declared either national monument today, or they are converted into museums. They are not at all the kingdoms, or we can say they are not at all the palaces of any kings and all now. Okay, they have become either monuments or they have become museums. Okay, we don't see the people staying in such places uh, which are having some or the other history of India. Now, what is actually this places? What actually this buildings and palaces gives you? It gives you about the information about contemporary history. Okay, it gives you some of the other information about contemporary history, nature of the monument, and also the economic condition of that particular period. Okay, it can provide you with such type of history. Okay, then it can also, for example, if you see the jail, okay, the cellular jail in Andaman, okay, what type of information this jail can give you? This jail, that is in the jail in Andaman, can give you information about the revolutionary work of V.D. Savarkar. Now, who is this V.D. Savarkar? He is a revolutionary called as Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. Okay, he was a revolutionary fighting for the freedom struggle. Okay, so whatever work he had done when he was in the Andaman jail, okay, that history is shown through this Andaman jail. Okay, if at all you get a chance to go to that particular place, you will come to know about the revolutionary work of Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. Okay, now if at all you visit Mani Bhavan in Mumbai, okay, Mani Bhavan in Mumbai and a Sevagram Ashram at Wardha, what type of information are we going to get from these places over here? We are going to get the information about the Gandhian era. Okay, we are going to get what information about the Gandhian era. Okay. Now here you can see the Aga Khan Palace. Now this is a example which is there in your textbook also. Okay, it is museums and history. Just now we have learned about the palaces and buildings. So here is one of the palace which can give you information about that particular period. The museums and history. For the study of history, various objects, paintings, photographs and such other things are preserved in a museum. We can see different object documents giving information about the life of Mahatma Gandhi in the Aga Khan Palace. So what type of information Aga Khan Palace is giving to you? At Aga Khan Palace, we can see different objects, documents that are giving you information about the life of Mahatma Gandhi, and they are preserved in a museum. Okay. Next is statues and memorials. Okay, as the buildings and palaces are providing you with some or the other history, same way the statues and memorials also provide you with some or the other history. Okay, the statues from the pre-independence and post-independence provide information about the contemporary rulers and their eminent personalities, outstanding personalities. Okay, we come to know about their outstanding personalities and what type of rule they were having, that we come to know exactly from the statues itself. Now you'll say, Miss, how a statue can give you such information? The type of material used for making that statue. Okay, then the statue is not made just with the face of the king and all, nothing. Okay, his ornaments and all. Okay, what type of dress he used to wear. Okay, the crown on his head, that will also show his personality. Okay, so all these are the things which can give you, so only the statue can give you history over here. Okay, it can also act as a source of history. Suppose the display plaque on the statues, okay, whatever is displayed on the statues It gives the information about the full name of the concerned person, the birth and death details of that person. For example, if at all you have seen any of the statue, do you see only the statue? No. You will see the statue, and below the statue it is always maintained the date of birth of that person, then the name of that person, then death of that person. Okay, all this information is shared along with the statue. So the statue also becomes a source of history. Okay, so brief information about their contribution and biography, all is mentioned through the statues and memorials. Okay, for example, the Hutatma Smarak at the various places. Now, you all must be knowing, children, we have seen many of the Hutatma Smarak. Now, what is this Hutatma Smarak? Have you all seen a Hutatma Smarak, children? What is the Hutatma Smarak? Hutatma Smarak is that place wherein anybody who sacrificed their life for the country, okay, in their memory, one place is made, and that place is called as Hutatma Smarak. That means the martyrdom. We say in English we called it as martyrdom. Okay, so here this type of Hutatma Smarak also gives you some of the other information about that person, about the death of that person, about the birth of that person, what contribution he had in this. So his name is there in the Hutatma Smarak. All this information is there in the Hutatma Smarak. Okay, so that also acts like a history for us. Next is material source we have finished. Next is written sources. I hope, children, you all remember what is written sources. The sources that are available written. Somewhere or the other it is written down and kept, that is called as written sources. For example, correspondence is there, then periodicals is there, foreign accounts, newspapers, biographies, factory records, autobiographies, books. Okay, all these are the sources which are called as written sources. Okay, now what is the meaning of correspondence, children? Letters written to one another. Okay, letters passed from one officer to the other maybe. Okay, so that also, for example, it can be a summon from a king also. Okay, so written down summon from a king, that is also a correspondence. Newspapers, you all know. What is foreign accounts, children? Do you all know what is foreign accounts? Foreign accounts is that which is written by foreigners, those who visit a country. Okay, during the great kings, during the princely kings and princely states in our country, many of the ambassadors, foreign ambassadors, used to come to India. Okay, for example, you all must have heard about Yang Ho, Sangpo. Okay, mainly the such type of ambassadors only used to come to India. Okay, and while they used to write down the whatever they have experienced in India. Okay, and that experience what they are writing, that also acts like a source for history. Okay, so this comes under foreign accounts and written sources. Newspapers, you all know. Which are the newspapers, you all know, children, of the ancient time? Maratha, you all know. Okay, then Kesari, you all know. Then Amrit Bazar Patrika, you know. Okay, so these are the various newspapers that also provided some of the other information. Then the biographies. Okay, the biography is written down. The autobiography is written down. Okay, the various books. That all these are the written sources of history. Now you can see over here the foreign accounts. Okay, so here just now I told you about the various foreign ambassadors who came to India and had written the foreign accounts. So these are the pictures of the various ambassadors. Now let's move on to the types of written resources. For example, here we have the newspapers and periodicals. Now, in what way the newspapers and periodicals become a source of history? Okay, because these newspapers and periodicals, they provide you with information regarding politics, society, then economic and cultural happenings of a particular period. Okay, whatever political information is there, social economic information is there, economic and cultural information is there, that is provided through the newspaper. Okay, in the pre-independence period, newspapers like Jnanoday was there, Nyan Prakash was there, Amrit Bazar Patrika was there, Deenabandhu was there, Kesari. All these were the newspapers which were there during the pre-independence period. Okay, and this newspaper who did the work of bringing an awakening in the minds of the people. Now, what is the meaning of bringing an awakening? Telling the people that you are also human being, you are not at all slaves. Get up and fight for your right, fight for the freedom struggle. Okay, so this awakening was brought about through the newspapers. Okay, so this was the newspapers were bringing about awakening in the minds of the people. Okay, those newspapers were only maintained, kept together, and those newspapers act as a source of history today. Okay, for example, the Nibandhamala. Now, what is this Nibandhamala? It is a periodicals. Okay, the Nibandhamala, which was written by Vishnu Shastri Chiplunkar, and the Shatapatre written by Lokahitvadi alias Gopal Hari Deshmukh. Okay, what is this Lokahitvadi? Gopal Hari Deshmukh was given the title of Lokahitvadi. Okay, he was given the title of Lokahitvadi. He had written the Shatapatre in the weekly Prabhakar, okay, which comments on various social and cultural issues of that time, of that particular period. So this is how newspapers and periodicals provides you with history. You can see over here the picture showing the various newspapers at that time. You can see Kesari is there, Maratha is there, Harijan is there, Young India, National, okay, such type of newspapers were there. That's all for today, children. The remaining part of the lesson we'll do in the next lecture. Till then, thank you, children.